All right, take one. Hey everybody, welcome to Ross Recording Studios. I am Chuck. Welcome to my YouTube channel. For probably waiting to say that for 40 years. Um, get it right off. I never say this on any of my videos, so let's just get this right out of the way. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, you think something's inspirational, motivational, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. That's all I'm going to say about that. Something that's common sense. If you like it, you're going to do it anyway. So, big thing on YouTube when you're a creator is people say to do that. People say don't do that. Well, everybody does it. I have not seen a channel yet that they don't say that. But I was kind of like, yeah, it's common sense. They're going to subscribe, they're going to subscribe. So, all right, let's get off that topic. Get back on topic. Topic today is inspiration to create the videos. Started the channel and I called it Ross Recording Studio instead of Ross Guitar Studio or Ross Music Channel because I want to do a little bit more than that, though I don't know how that's working because I got music, I got video games, I got talking like we're doing now, so it's a big potpourri all in one bundle, which maybe I should keep it separate. One person said, yeah, just do the music. Well, probably right, but that's only one out of 1,000. So I should do a survey and ask, hey, what do you want? You like this and it's mixed up? I I am getting more subscribers than I've ever gotten before as the channel progresses. So something is working. I'm not gone through the analytics yet to find out exactly what is and what isn't. That's a job in itself. Running a channel by yourself, thinking of the idea, making the idea, editing the idea, putting it out there, adding music. There is so much to do that I do everything except the most important part. Promote the video. That's the most important part. If you make the video, promote it, nobody's gonna see it, so everything is for naught. Yeah, like I said, I can't do everything. That's my biggest fault is promoting the videos. So you need inspiration. One morning I woke up and hey, I want to write a country song, and it was great. I was watching Bell's Farms on YouTube, and this just came to me. This big farming theme. It's wake up every day and you want to get on your tractor and go bale hay. Kind of a little rhyme in there, right? So I think it's a great song. It's on my channel. I can't even think what the name of it's called right now. But country song. Look it up on my channel, country song. Let me know if you like it. There's two versions. One with the AI doing the voice, and I thought it came out great. And somebody else was like, "Dude, that's terrible. Your voice is a lot better." And I'm like, "Well, one, thank you for that because I'm not a great singer. So I really appreciate any positive feedback on my voice. And I thought it was better because being a critic of myself, the hardest one, I don't think I'm a great singer. I can sing, I'm not John Anderson, and I'm not in high range. I'm done in the bass. I can sing bass, and who? There was one bass singer I've ever heard in my life, and we listened to it because it was funny. Hear how low he could get his voice. It wasn't because it was great. It was just it was unique, which is yeah, it was great. So you need inspiration. I was watching the cap. The, I live in the Capital District, so every time I go to this Capital District in New York is where I'm from, the Capital District. So I always go Capital Lumber Log Yard. It's not. It's Capital Lumber Log Yard. And just to touch on that point is when I was a kid, we used to play with Lincoln Logs, and I would actually my 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 friggin' thing is caught. How is that even remotely possible? So when I was a kid, we played with Lincoln Logs. Log. It's a log. You want to, hey, go get another log out of the forest and put another log on the fire. Okay, so we did logging, Now, I'm not sure if this is a southern thing or not, but you know, it's kind of a moot point because I just think it's cute and funny. But when Emerald's introductions, he's always, "Welcome to the lumber capital log yard." So I've always been saying it wrong because I thought it was log, but it's actually log. Did I say that right? Capital lumber capital log yard. So she does say log, where I thought it was log. Like if you're gonna write something in a book, you're gonna put it in the log. You're gonna write your log in there. Now, YouTube is gonna be fast and cut all that crap right out. I gotta remember. So I'll put that. I want to actually have this picture on the screen.
Hey guys, welcome back to another.
It is cute. So these two touch base on a lot of things. It was funny because when I'm a farming simulator fan, and I bought all these. I don't even. Yes, it's stuck on the glass right now. I can't even get it off there. We got sticker pad. I bought all these controllers to run the logging truck. And well, I bought one, right? Well, of course, for $170, it's useless. You gotta have two of them. So I bought another one. Because you're right, you have to have one in each hand to run the equipment. I think you could learn how to run logging equipment on the PlayStation with these things enough to get you into the driver's seat of a crane operated logging truck. Have a basic idea and understanding what you're going to do to pick the logs up and swing around and put them on the truck. I may be wrong. I would love to put that to the test, but this is a very complicated. Where are we? Yeah, you got toggle switch, you got your things, you got your starters, you got all these buttons, you got 6 buttons here, you got 6 more buttons here, you got your starting switch, your center switch. This is, oh yeah, you got a couple more switches on the back to go from operating the machinery to running the machinery or drive mode. So there's a lot, yeah, a lot to this. It's gone way past the game. You know, you got a PlayStation or a Nintendo, you're on there, you got your little controllers, and I got one here, I just can't access it. And you know, away you go, right? Woohoo! Not anymore, man. They're really getting the gaming, they're making it high tech. And that was on the computer. The PlayStation will not run those sticks. And so you got to download a special logging map. I don't know actually how it does because it doesn't even seem like it's giant software. It seems like a whole offshoot of something. I don't know. And maybe that's what burned out my motherboard. So I'm in no land right now. Farming Simulator burned out my PlayStation. It won't run on the PlayStation 4. So I thought the computer would run it, and next thing I know, slowly each US port is going. So I bought a new graphics card, I bought a new power supply, bought a new processor. None of it works, so I'm hoping it's the motherboard. I got my fingers crossed on that. So I've been down for a couple months, and I'll be down for a little bit longer till we get the motherboard up and running. So there's no editing on this video. It's going right from this phone right into the computer. I'm sorry about that. Editing is the most fun to get rid of all the bullshit, all this talking that I'm doing now. I would probably edit out because, hey, it's a bunch of bull. But that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. The good news is the upgrade is bringing it up to an i9. I like that. I've gone from an i5 to an i9. And the processor, the motherboard is going to be, again, just leaps and bounds. And I did not realize that it's going to make everything in my editing hopefully run smoother and faster too, because that was kind of slow. So I've got inspiration to start a video from Emerald and Jade. And when I first started watching this channel, I go, wow. Now, I know their names now. Emerald is the red hair, Jade is the blonde. And I thought that Emerald was very quiet. Well, I don't know what video I was watching, but Jade appeared to be in charge of the whole show. And then there was another video I watched where they actually sat down like they are now and just started talking about life, love, liberty, and generalization of everything, versus this video here is about people on YouTube that videotape their channel and then comment on it. So I'm kind of doing that same thing, but one, I don't have to worry about it because I probably won't get 50 views. And then one of their channels is just looking at, oh, that phone's only got 200 views on that, so we ain't worry about that guy. So that's me. I'm lower than the lower low. Um, if it does get views, great, because everybody go to their channel and watch it. This is just to watch it here to get you to their channel. I, my channel doesn't make anything thanks to YouTube Shorts. I was on my way to monetization till they created Shorts. My channel was done before Shorts were around, but you're 75, 80% close to being monetized, and then they bring up Shorts, and I had to start at ground zero again to get 3 million Shorts views. Okay. I'm never ever gonna get monetized. Period. I'm not. This channel was made to share my music and teach people how to play guitar, play piano, a little bit of music theory, fun stuff. And it was never designed to actually sort of say be monetized. And if it did, it would be great. And I said if I start my channel, I'm not going to make that the goal. The goal is going to be to help share, motivate, be inspirational. If I got monetized, fine, that would be super duper great. And who wouldn't want that? I mean, when I first watched YouTube, there was no monetization, so that wasn't even part of the issue. But now everything's changed. Everybody wants a YouTube channel to try to get money, revenue. So yes, I started it without revenue in mind. If I never get a dime off of it, okay, fine too. It's a bitch step to buy. I spent $5,000 to get the channel started, buying guitars, instruments, computers, every gadget you need, lights. So I spent a lot of money. I spend a lot of money every month to keep it running. No return. Oh well, it's part of life. It's my life story. Do things and get no return from it. Enjoy what you're doing. You don't have to worry about it. If it ever happens, fine and great. They just changed their short policy, and I swear to God, I've gotten more, how can I say it, more progressiveness on YouTube Shorts in the last week when they changed it than the entire 3 years. It's just so slow. And all of a sudden, it's slowly creeping up. So, okay. They did a great job on their whatever they did to change the YouTube short views. I think they're not counting watch minutes, but every time they click on it, it counts. It counts, so it's not a minute by minute thing. So 3 million watch, a million minutes or hours is like that'll never happen. The bar is this long, and I swear, if you look at the statistic, it's this much I have, and I got that much left to go. So. It's just ridiculous. One step, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So back to the girls, Emerald and Jade. And then all of a sudden you keep watching it. One thing that really impressed me is when Emerald got into the cold water. Now we have the polar plunge up here in Lake George. They do it all over the world. And they run into the water and they run out, get the blankets on. You know. I got a friend that has the steam room, and it's outside steamer, and they get all steamed up, and then they run down in the river in 0-degree water, and then they fly back up. Again, fly in, fly out. That's not what Emerald is doing in this. Anybody thinks you're a tough guy? I don't think you're nearly as tough as Emerald. You get your ass in that water, and you sit there, and I'll tell you what, you're going to be out of that water running home to Mommy, where's my hot chocolate? I'm freezing cold. While Emerald is still sitting in there going, it's cold, but she's toughing it out. She can take it. I'll tell you, I stick my toe in that water, and I'm going to hightail it out there. I'm not getting in that water. I know what it's like. It's 10 degrees outside, and the water's 30 below. Come on, man. And it's so brutally cold, you can't even imagine it. So I give her kudos for that. I mean, that ain't no guy gonna do that, no girl gonna do that. She's gonna beat everybody when it comes to sitting in cold water. I don't care. So my money's on Emerald on that. Back to Emerald and Jade. I thought Jade was the one that does all the talking because that's what I saw, but no, not the case. Jade is I would say it's more timid, at least on their channel. Now that's another thing we talk about. It's like they said, on your YouTube channel, you keep your personal life separate from your YouTube channel. Common sense, right? I give them total credit for that, especially when it came to like people. One of them, yeah, people. Hey, this welcome to Capital Logging Yard, and we got the highlights. My God, I hope that's not how you talk all day long, dude. Because nobody wants to hear the announcer view 24/7 when you're watching a view. It's Emerald and Jade, and welcome to their capital. Oh my God, there's one guy that does that on his gaming channel, and it's like, dude, I can watch it for 5 minutes. Talk normal, please. Okay, you can do your little introduction if you like, and bring it back down and talk normal. That's normal. That's what these girls do. They're normal girls. And if they don't want to share anything that happens in their life, fine. I give you 100% credit for that too. I did notice that when they mentioned somebody said something about OnlyFans, that's all I'm going to say, that Jade's face appeared to be a total red blush, but I've noticed, I rewound to see if that's why she blushed. No, she has these rosy cheeks and rosy foreheads and a rosy chin. She is so beautiful. I gotta say, if she is wearing makeup, that you're doing a great job because it's not overdone like a lot of girls do. It just makeup is terrible. If you're pretty, you don't need makeup or just very little. I'm sure there's got to be some makeup for the YouTube channel. I don't know. It's not my business. But that's all I'm going to say about that. We already discussed the logging yard, the logging part. I thought that was so cute and funny. Welcome to the capital log. So, I don't know if we sit around the fire and you get girls practice that. So should we say logging or should we say logging? Say logging because we're not logging. Forget I even mentioned the logging thing. It's just stupid, funny bullshit that I notice. I did the cold water punch, the money. Okay, we went over the voiceover and I hate that crap. The money, if people say, yeah, they're making hundreds of $1,000s, she showed they got it, and they're making $100,000. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you girls are making $100,000 a year, how come you don't have any of the Corvettes sitting out in front, and the Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and showing off all your plush stuff? Because it's probably not happening. I mean, everybody would like to make hundreds of thousands of dollars on YouTube. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. It's none of my business. None of your business either. You want to know? Make it your business. You're a pretty small human being if you're measuring people from money. We'll go into that. I was 6 years old, and I remember being a baby. All these people with these nice shoes and their ties, and everything's about money, 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 and how good you are, and where you are on the chain of how much money you make in life. It's like, oh my God, that is so terrible. So sitting there and watching Three's Company, great TV show, found out that clown made $150,000 an episode, and that's in the 70s. That'd be like $500,000 today, right, per episode. Can you imagine making $500,000 per episode, not doing anything? And I don't blame Suzanne Summers for getting riled up. She got ousted out of Hollywood for speaking up and wanting her fair share. That wouldn't happen today. That'd fly like a lead balloon, man. That discrimination crap. And all these people in Hollywood, you should be ashamed of yourselves. It's like, you underpaid all the females, and the reason we watched Three's Company was because of Chrissy, right? So I've never ever asked anybody how much do you make. I had a landlord, I buy a new guitar. If you don't mind me asking, how much did that cost you? Dude, first thing out of your mouth is not, hey, that's a nice guitar. The first thing, if you don't mind me asking, that's the sneaky way of saying it. I'm only gonna accept what you bought if it's a high price. So it's so ridiculous to again, he could tell you every actor in Hollywood and how much they make. I like Kaylee Coco. I don't know how much that girl is worth after doing Bing Bang Theory and 1,000 other movies. She is rich. She's got more money than you could possibly ever imagine. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know how much money Tom Hanks is with. I don't know how much money The Big Show, The Rock. I don't care how much money Captain Picard has made off of Star Trek. I will give him credit that after Star Trek ended and after he got done his career, he's in retirement. And hey, let's bring him back and we'll do Picard. Nah, I'm not. I'm retired, man. I'm done with TV. And then they uh, talked about the script and what it was going to be about. And he's like, I'm on board. So he did that not for the money. Well, I'm sure you're going to want to get paid, right? The only person that don't get paid in the world is our president. And, he doesn't take his $400,000 a year salary. Great. But Picard, Patrick Stewart, he didn't have to do that Star Trek. He only did it because it was a great writing, great story, and I'm glad he did because I love Star Trek. I love Captain Picard, Patrick Stewart, and the story of AI, which is coming in now. Let's ban it right now. AI. There's no AI in this world. Everybody's got to stop this crap. Play Horizon Zero Dawn. Play The Last of Us. All these games are all based on AI taking over. Sorry about that. I can't edit that out like I normally do. Taking over the world. It's going to happen. We can't stop it. There's no way you can tell me that artificial intelligence and robots is not going to take over the world because these idiots that design it are going to keep designing it to say we can make it better and better and better and better. And when they do, the machines are going to say, you're right, you made us self-thought and we don't like what your people are doing and they're just going to destroy the planet. So forget about AI. So we discussed Captain Picard and the money. So yeah, I really don't care how much anybody makes. It's not my business. I don't value, like my landlord values your success as a human being on how much money you've made in your lifetime. So I gotta say, when you die and there's pearly gates and there's heaven, I don't think Jesus and God are going to be sitting there. Jesus, you made more money than that guy, so you're a better person than that guy. I think God and Jesus are going to be sitting there worrying about, the apple trees. Would you rather have an apple tree or a bar of gold on this planet? I'd rather have an apple tree. I can eat the apples. I can't eat the gold. Well, I can buy the apples from you with my piece of gold. No, I don't want your gold. You ain't buying nothing. Go buy your own apple tree or whatever. But yeah, it's the thought about money. My grandfather said it. Charlie can have all the money in the world, but you can't take it with you when you die. Didn't sink in that day, but I'll tell you what, that comment there has sat with me for the rest of my life. You're right, Why are we here? Well, if you pay attention to when you go to school and news and the government, and I watched one time I tried to watch Trump's Apprentice TV show, and I can't watch that crap. If I watched that before he ran for president, I would have had a lower perspective of this guy because the whole thing is all about these people want to be rich. They want to be rich. Why am I? That's not what life is about, man. It's like when I sat in the field when I was 16 years old in a grass pasture looking up at the blue sky and clouds. That's what life is about, man. It's life. Breathing, living. There's no money in that pasture. You know, cows, you got a cow, you have a horse. I could easily go back before cars were invented and live in the 1700s. Easily. Logging mills were the key success. The biggest industry in the 1700s was logging, and the logging mill. Oh my God. I'll say it. I was watching Little House on the Prairie, and Charles Ingle, his job is at the logging mill. He's cutting, board and batting all day long. Yeah, it's like that's what built America. So these girls are not only really great human beings, they know what's going on in life. They're doing this job to live where instead of living to do the job. I always went to work for my life. Where I know a lot of people have their life is to go to work. Okay, so when they retire, these people are lost. They're sitting in their retirement homes. They're sitting in their houses. They don't know what to do because they've never done anything but work. I found out I could take early retirement. It's like, what? How much am I going to lose? What? I'm only going to lose $200. $200 for to gain 8 years of my life. I may not even make it to 70, especially when I got T-boned on my scooter. You don't know. So, what am I going to do first? Well, first thing I do is make my coffee. And Emerald, I know you're a big coffee drinker because I rarely ever see a video where you're not getting that coffee out. I'll fast forward here. You got your thermos right there. Are they saying anything? Are they saying?
Log yard. So I was.
There it is. There's the log yard. Listen.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on Lumber Capital Log Yard.
How about saying capital log yard? Forget it. Girls, I'm joking. I'm an idiot and I'm an asshole at the same time. It's just so cute to hear you say that. I would like to hear how Jade says it, but I don't know. Maybe she does say it to somebody else. So
I was rummaging the YouTube search engine a little earlier and trying to utilize it as a tool because I looked up the word sawmill and I was interested to see.
yeah, I do that. Everybody does that, right? And I've had my name up on that place where you're supposed to put it to get you out of the algorithm. He's put my name up, nothing comes up. It's like, I don't know if they just hate me. I think I do the things right. I put stuff where it is, but it took 3 years to get Ross Recording Studio into the algorithm thing. And he's like, my buddy's there, put your name in it, don't come up. Comes up Ross Lynch. You got to type it in manually. The day that it came in, when you first typed it and it popped up on there, I go, oh my God, thank you. Yeah, I'm in some kind of system because if I do a video that's not right, copyright infringement from a cartoon, I did Penelope Pit Stop, and I got a strike. I want to share an old cartoon with everybody, so possibly you can go watch it. And I got a strike. So needless to say, don't ever watch Penelope Pit Stop. It's a crap cartoon. It's disgusting. You want to strike my video? I'll strike you back. Don't watch it. It's crap. These guys are garbage people. Try to. This cartoon's how old? How old's Penelope Pit Stop? Yeah. Anybody ever hear of it? Yeah. Don't watch it. And actually, I got it because I thought Dick Dastardly and Muttley was the main culprit, and no, he's not. It's this other stupid. It just turned into something I thought was actually cool and great to actually be stupid. So I'm trying to find Dick Dastardly and Muttley because that's the true. He's the one that's funny. So kind of reminds you of Gargamel. They all have their things there. So
Videos were ranking, and
now,
strangely enough, there was not a single Lumber Capital Log Yard YouTube video that came up when I looked up the word sawmill. Yeah, that's really weird. But Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Weird. Nope, it's YouTube. They talk about their algorithm, this and that. Their YouTube algorithm is friggin' crap and garbage. It just like I said, you girls, you would have to put that sawmill in every single video, every other line. Hi, welcome to Sawmill, Capital Lumber Sawmill, Log Yard Sawmill. And today we're going to talk about sawmill. And we want to go. It's just you would have to say it 10 trillion times, and that may not be enough. Now these other guys get on there. I don't know. They magically appear, and you girls won't. That's the way life is going to be.
Really strange. Maybe we can talk a little bit more about that later, but
Yeah, let's talk about that now because I hate YouTube's algorithm like that. And again, uh, I have, I should know exactly. I have like 1,400 subscribers, which I think is huge for me. Being a 64-year-old dude trying to play guitar, I'm happy with that. If I started the channel in high school when I was 16, I probably would have had 1,600 subscribers the next day. That's when you have connections. That's when you're out there. Everybody in school. You got a huge network. As you get older, friends go everywhere. After school, it's like, wow, where'd everybody go? Now we got the band, so we're tight with the band. Everything's around the band, music playing. So that happened, and when that fades, and you watch TV shows, we're gonna get the band back together. I'm beyond that. The band is gone. There's no getting back together. So
only saying that because in the process of searching, trying to find us on the internet, like where it appears, just to try and use it as a tool to better understand the YouTube algorithm. I'm sure
you're never gonna understand that YouTube algorithm. So carry on.
you guys understand that. I came across a couple interesting videos that were about us and the business.
And like they said, and welcome to ladies and gentlemen, this is Jade and Emerald, and they have millions and millions of dollars that they have made from their YouTube channel. And you can watch them now, and I'm going to try to make up all this stuff because I really don't know. I'm talking about their bank accounts and their money, and unless they've actually gone to the bank and asked the bank manager if they can look at their records, and they probably say you're with the IRS. And no, I'm just a guy that does a YouTube channel. Kind of like to know where they're spending their money. It's none of your business where they're spending their money. It's none of your business, dude, how much money they make. And nobody, well, anybody that cares about it is a pretty shallow person. So, enough said about that.
And they're strange to say the least. And we really want to just talk about them here today.
Yeah, because you could say, like, the one about the fan site there. Yeah, that's approaching scumbag. I'll say it. You girls probably you're being very nice how you're handling this. You should actually be in the Trump administration because I scream and yell if people are doing things. Really, it's like I will say what's on my mind. If you're a scumbag, I'm gonna say it immediately. And these people, not everybody is doing it in a scumbag fashion, but when you get towards the fans there, that's approaching scumbag status. Uh, there's so much of that crap out there. These girls don't need it. They don't want it. And if I was them, if it's on YouTube, first thing I would do would be to try to. YouTube just does have a thing on there where you can report them in. There's two ways to report. One is the regular report. Well, report, and they'll look at it and let you know. And then there's another report where if you click on it, I did it on one, and it's like, if you're making a false statement, your channel will be not striked. It will be removed immediately. I'm like, I'm just trying to report somebody. I was reporting somebody like these guys that somebody was saying bad things about them. And though it's not my right to report that way, I can only say, it's spam or whatever. I didn't realize that they take that serious. That if you say if somebody does copies one of my videos and puts it on their channel, I can say, hey, YouTube, they They copied my video. I don't like it. Can you ask them to take it down? And they will say, we will do that, but you got to make sure that this is you reporting it. And if it's not you reporting that this is your video, we're going to remove your channel. So it's really no bullshit. They do not even take that even a little bit lightly with 3 strikes or anything. So don't know if you girls. I'm talking into my remote control like it's a microphone. I could use my microphone. It's right here. So you girls could report that if you can't find it. It's there. It's somewhere's on the reporting thing. I don't know if you report that from your channel or from YouTube Studio. I wouldn't even approach that again unless somebody did something really, used my video and I didn't like it, because I don't want my channel to be striked or taken down. So you can go that avenue. Maybe the only one there, or whatever it is with the fans. I don't even like saying those 2 words together on this with these 2 girls, because that's not what they do. Report it. It's your right to report anything that's negative towards you. You're not putting this out there, they are. So tell YouTube, get this crap out of there. We don't want to be affiliated with it. If you did, that's your business. Then you put it up in big bold letters. Right? It's not for somebody else to do for you, against you, with you, or whatever. So report them. Just get rid of that crap. And you are the logging channel. You are the people, so they're not going to strike you. You wouldn't even have to worry about that. Asking before posting. They should have asked you before they post it, like I am not doing now. I am going to record this video. I'm going to post it. I'm going to write you an email saying that I posted it. Please watch it. Let me know if you like it. I really hope you like what I'm saying here. And great. And if you don't like it, and you want me to remove it, I will remove it easily. You don't even have to say. You don't have to warn me with. According to the Freedom of Information Privacy Act and all that. I'm a nice guy. If you don't like the video, I will remove it. One reason I want to post it before I ask you, there's a couple of reasons why. One, you could post it, ask after it, and accept the repercussions if somebody doesn't like it. Okay? That's another reason. If I asked if I can post it, you might say no. That it's not going to be posted. The easiest way for you to watch it would for me to post it. You can watch it and say, yes, you like it. No, please remove that. We don't want you talking about me on your channel, blah, blah, blah. I will happily remove it. And you probably don't have to worry about more than 10 people watching it before you responded. So it'd be a very low amount of people. I could easily probably put it in private. You have private, you have semi-private, and you have public. Private one, I would have to have a special address. I would have to actually copy, paste, and then give it to you. And I'm lazy, man. I'm lazy as the day is long. I got 10 guitars sitting here, a brand new keyboard, controllers, and what do? I drink coffee and watch YouTube videos and play video games. So I'm lazy. If I had any doubts that you would think this is a terrible video, I would immediately post it as private and give you the address to look at privately, and then you could say, yeah, we like it. Yes, you can put it on your channel. Be honest with you, that is probably what I should do. But this is YouTube, and things are a little bit freer, and I don't think they'd mind it. That's why I'm going to do it that way. If I thought they minded it, I would not do it. But I'm not going to get into no right or in public. There's no privacy. We have a thing in New York State is one person consent law. So as long as you consent to take somebody's picture on the street, you're good to go. They can't tell you not to. Even though you can get in trouble for it, it's not against the law. So it's kind of a ridiculous thing. But Emerald Jade, I hope you don't mind that I'm sticking up for you guys. Um, the channel, oh, your channel you were talking about, you guys got, our little channel. Well, one thing is, you may be a small creator, a small channel, but no, when you get 2 silver plaques, you get 1 silver plaque for 100,000 subscribers. That's huge, right? You guys, when you got your first plaque, I know you got it. It's not up on your channel like everybody other channels that has the plaque is up on the wall. And do it, go it, man. You guys have earned it. Put the plaque up and let everybody in the world know you've got 100,000 subscribers. But that's not true. You've gotten 2 plaques. You've gotten over 200,000 subscribers. So that is huge, huge. I don't think I could say that twice if I tried. But yeah, that's, and you're getting, what's this video got? 51,000 views in less than an hour? That's huge. Okay, I don't care what else you said on your channel. You're wrong about the little itty bitty tiny channel thing. You've gone past that. When they say 50,000 views in 24 hours, that's huge. My average view on my channel is 50. Okay? I can spend 2 weeks writing, recording, editing, doing the best job I could possibly ever play on guitars in my life and get a couple hundred views on it. I took a picture of a bucket of water rotting in the backyard and got 5,000 views. A bucket of water with mosquitoes in it. So I've got a lot to learn about what people like and what they don't like, what they want to watch, what they don't want to watch. I just can't figure if it's the time of day or what. But when you spend a lot of time to do something and you don't get any views, it's just like putting a pin in that balloon and just watching the balloon fall to the ground. I get so depressed when I spend a lot of time writing something or creating what I consider great and nobody watches it. To get into Facebook, the only way I've ever gotten any views in my life on my channel, and nobody ever even says, oh, you need more views, you need subscribers, do this, the algorithm. Go to Facebook. That's really tough to say after the last 2 weeks of Facebook. Finding out what, I'm not going to get into it. Without Facebook, I would have no views on my channel. YouTube's algorithm does shit for me. It's crap. They don't care about me. They only care about Mr. Beast. And at one time, they didn't care about Mr. Beast. But once Mr. Beast got to be popular, it's all they care about. They don't... Capital Girls, they're, like they said, they are a small channel compared to people like Mr. Beast. But you are a huge channel. Forget about these idiots like Mr. Beast, One thing is I hate is every single thumbnail you see for Mr. Beast videos. Hi! Watch my video, Mr. Beast! Are you normal? Is this what people really want to watch? And this is why my channel will never ever be popular, because I will not bow down to wearing gold chains and doing hip hop and using the N-word and talking about bad things and being in the gang and I got my gun. I'm gonna shoot somebody. Why people listen to this garbage crap music is beyond me. It's like, it's garbage, it's crap. They get millions of views. It's like, okay, so if I wanted to be a little Eminem, that's the biggest fake person I've ever seen in my life. Eminem. I could easily have been an Eminem. I could have easily put my hat on backwards and my gold chains to be bopping around. I mean, you don't sit still when you're a rapper, do you? It's always be bop, hip hop, hippity hip, hip hip hop, and don't stop rockin'. Get up and jump over to the moon and downtown, bang bang, boogie the beat. Okay. Every single thing I've ever done in my life has been if God saw it, will He be proud of it? Right? My main goal is to get from 0, 7 years old, 10 years old, live my life, die, go to heaven, and move on to the next stage. I truly believe the next stage is like you're going to have wings and be able to fly around spiritually. And let me tell you, God gave us so much on this planet that the one thing He said He's going to stop at, they're not going to get flight, like the birds have. The most greatest possible thing you could ever imagine in the world would be to fly, right? Fly up over the top of trees and fly around. Can you possibly ever even imagine what it'd be like to come out your door and fly up and just hover on top of your house and look down at it? He's not going to give that to us on this planet. There's certain things here we can't even imagine what is in store waiting for us. It was funny because I was watching a TV show. Let me see a miracle. And he points to a tree. That's a tree. Well, God says, let me see you make one. We can do a lot of things on this planet. We can't make a tree. We can't make a flower. We can't make a baby. We can't make a human being. We can control fire. We can blow up the entire world with bombs, but we do not know how that flame is made. We cannot make that flame. We see it come up, imagine it's blue and yellow. We can control it in more ways than you can imagine. We can make. So God is really, so smart that when He decided to give us free will, that we all lock our doors and lock our houses and we don't want strangers in. Well, He was he knew that this isn't His first rodeo, how people are. They want control and they want power and they will kill, maim, and destroy anybody. So He's like, before I have anybody come to my house, we're going to put them on earth and watch how they act. And the biggest key to getting to heaven is death. We all die, so we're done. If you've been good and you've done your 10 commandments, you believe in Jesus as your Lord, Savior, and God, you may get to heaven. And anybody that's, it's only business, it's just business, be careful of that word. I have used it in my life when I had a business. And I hate saying it, and I hate saying it all the time, because you're ripping somebody off every time you say, it's only business. No, it's just saying, I'm ripping you off because it's going to benefit me. So when you get to heaven and you're a millionaire and you've ripped people off all your life and you say, hey God, I've got a bank account with $10 trillion in it. I've created everything in California. I am the king man. And Jesus would be like, well, sorry, dude. It's, I don't like what you did, and you're going down to hell. You're not making heaven. Hey, sorry, dude. It's just business. Boom. So I hope Jesus uses that statement on anybody that's ever said that. And I love how I can start talking on a tangent and just go off. And that was, the channel being little. So yeah, maybe you girls aren't little, but believe me, you do not ever want to get as big as Mr. Beast, because that guy is just turned into fake. The only reason they watch his channel is because he gives stuff away. And I remember, he's like, when my channel first took off, it was a giveaway. Every single giveaway that I had, I took all that money and turned it into another giveaway. And that's all he's ever done. So my relationship would be Mr. B said, well, how much money are you going to give me? I don't know you. I don't really want to know you, because you don't do anything on your channel that's going to inspire me, motivate me, and there's not one thing you do on your channel. Well, some of the channels he has talked about how to be successful on YouTube. Yes, you can learn things on that. I've thought about doing a giveaway on my channel. I've got some guitars I'd like to give away. I've had I'll show you if I can bend over. It's actually tough to bend over. I've been wanting to use this as a giveaway. I'm not sure what the contest would be to give this away. That's not what I do. But why would I want to give this away? For more subscribers and more viewers, of course. Why else? So it has always been there, but I've thought about that for 3 years and never done anything. It's still sitting there. I still want to do it. I still want to get more views. Still want to get more subscribers. I still would like to get monetized. But I'm not going to bow down to the typical YouTube, hi, thumbnail thing, you know? I think I did try and did a copy awards. I got my guitar there. And I think it did really good. I don't know. One thing, I can't smile like that because I got a couple missing teeth, so that looks like crap. I don't have veneers yet. If I had veneers, I probably wouldn't do this shit. Good smile. Hi. I don't know. It's just, you know, certain things they do on YouTube that it just drives me nuts. I've never seen these girls have a thumbnail like that where they're like, you know, if they did, it would turn me off. I'd probably be busting their balls instead of sitting there saying how great they are and how good their channel is. But yeah, you're not a little channel. If you want to say that you're not a big channel, just try to put it in more of a realistic perspective. You've got 2 silver plaques of 100,000 subscribers each, 50,000 views in less than 24 hours. That's huge. It may not be Mr. Beast huge and like some of these other channels out there that are just, you know, when you get to billions of views, it's just, I don't even know if those are real numbers. Yeah, I'm really think that, you know, unless I actually saw Mr. Beast's studio chart and actually saw the checks he gets, it appears he's got a lot of money because he does all these stupid things to get people for giveaways to get more people. So yeah, it's just a money thing. I suppose if you offered me $500,000 if I could play Mood for a Day behind my back, I would attempt it. I'm not going to get carried away or too excited about it. $500,000, I would donate $450,000 to my favorite charity. As far as you guys always mention the boss, well, this is another big, huge topic, and I'm gonna have to sit back and actually, I got my inspiration here. Let's talk about the boss. I've had a boss. I've been the boss. Being the boss is almost like having to spank your kid. It's like, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. I remember my parents saying, where do you come off with a statement like that, Mom, Dad? It's the stupidest. You're going to fucking whip my ass. They didn't beat me. They, you know, whoopings, right? They never should take a whoopings away, man. Every child needs to have a whooping. I don't care. I'll bet Emerald and Jade, I bet they've had their fair share of whoopings. Just because you can tell they don't put their private life out there. And the reason probably why, because they've had quite a few whoopings in the past. I don't know. This is all preconceived things I'm saying now. But, oh my God, that is just too funny. So who's the boss? Air quotes. How are you supposed to do air quotes? Oh yeah, like this. Who's the boss? And then you hear dad or something, and their mom did something. I think the boss is dad. I saw dad on there not too long ago about tariffs, and you were talking about the lost sale. Well, one thing, an order could be dropped, not even have anything to do with tariffs whatsoever. being in business, I know I've contracted out. You're ready to go to the job. Oh, sorry, dude, I gave that job to somebody else. What? Well, he underbid you by, $1,000. What? Well, why didn't you call me up and give me the opportunity to counterbid? Or something. So it's it's nothing personal. It's just business, and that's that happens to everybody. If you take things like that personal, it can crush you. It can kill you. Like when I went to Best Buy, first thing the supervisor said, "Do not take anything I say to you personally during the day." It's like, wow, dude, thanks for saying that right off the bat, because during the day when you're working and all that, sometimes you can't say, "Hey, please, thank you." Hey, like Jade and Emerald will be like, "Hey, I'm like, Jade, do you think you can throw some more logs up on the mill there?" And yeah, Emerald, we can get that for you to get you a cup of coffee while we're here. And sometimes it's like you have to throw all that out the window, and it's like, don't take it personally that I gotta like give you a nudge to get you out of the way to do this. Main thing is watch, look, and learn and listen. For example, I was on a job and I'm fumbling with this board or something. The guy's nailing. I'm like, what? He grabbed that hammer and bam, he got that nail, and he's on the roof. He could slide off. He can't be fucking around. And I'm sitting there. I'm green as a blade of grass. He had to take the hair out of my hand and do it. And okay, I looked, I learned. That'll never happen again. Next time it's like, bam, I got the nail right in there. So it always happens like that. So who is the boss? And all of a sudden they're talking about the tariffs, and I believe it was, I don't know if they said dad in there or the boss, but I think the boss is dad. I think there's, they probably call him dad when they go to the supper table. I think when you're working at a logging yard, your breakfast, lunch, and dinners turn into breakfast, lunch, and supper. I don't think you have dinner as much as a logging yard as you would have. What did I just say? I don't think you would have dinner in a logging yard as much as you would have supper. And, I kind of miss that in America. One thing I really miss is Ma and Pa. You watch all these old shows in 1700 Death Valley Day. And everything. Hey, Ma, oh, what's going on, Pa the Rifleman? Hey, Pa, my turn to wash the dishes. When did we go from Ma and Pa to Mommy and Daddy? There's got to be a distinct line in there. I would love to know. I mean, we were called Ma and Pa in 1700s, 1800s. And I never called my Ma and Pa as Mommy and Daddy. And we never had supper. We always, "Be home, time for dinner." Okay, time for dinner. I'd be out in the airplane. "Charlie, dinner's ready." Dinner. No, okay. What happened to supper? I don't know. I would rather have supper. It sounds better. I don't know. Supper sounds so much better than I don't eat dinner. Well, I do want to eat dinner. I'd rather have supper. Whoa. See, your eyes like supper. Supper's ready. Oh, yeah. I can't wait for supper. No, I'm thinking if they're at home, they're probably having supper, and they probably don't use Ma and Pa. Actually, they probably don't even say dad either. Probably at the dinner table, he's probably still boss. Girls, since you are working for me, I am the boss 24/7 now. I'm not only your father, not only your dad, I'm turned into your boss. I'm gonna boss you in the morning when you get to work, and now we're sitting around at supper table where I'm still gonna boss you. What makes me think that these two girls go from work to going and having supper with their mother and father? See what we say about preconceived ideas, what people think people do? These guys are talking about, oh, they make hundreds of thousands of dollars on their YouTube channel besides the millions of dollars they make from cutting wood. Man, I tell you, I want to get into that log cutting business so bad. We have Pettis Lumber. You girls can look that up. They should still be in business. This is 30 years ago. Up in Gansver, Gansvoort, New York. Exit 16 on I-87, New York State Northway. Pettis Lumber, Petits, and they, just like you girls, they have the rough cut lumber sawmill. You know, I'm drive by every day as I go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot, and buy their. I can't say crap lumber. It ain't crap lumber. It's unfair to say it's crap lumber at Lowe's. But compared to what you get at a lumber yard, I remember we did get some rough cut lumber, and the 2x4 is really 2 inches thick. I go, what? This thing is a monster, and it's 4 inches wide. It almost sounds funny, but a half an inch difference on width and a full half an inch on width. Yeah, they're both widths, right? Width and length. It's a lot. I mean, you can easily grab a 2x4 in hand, 1.5 by 3.5. When it becomes 4 inches, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's huge. And the extra thickness is monstrous. Why don't we use these monster materials? Well, you want to have a better house? Instead of a 2x4, buy a real 2x4. The only thing that I noticed out of the stuff that they have was you didn't see saw blades on the side, but it was kind of like feathery. So nothing's plain sanded, and that's why they call it a rough. Quote, I better get rid of these two. Rough cut. And I know one reason we didn't use it. We're building houses, so we're buying hundreds, a pallet of 2x4s. What do you call a pallet of 2x4s? It's not a pallet of 2x4s. It's a pack of 100, and you'll get 4 or 5, and 4, 6, 700 2x4s build a house. I couldn't imagine using thick something that's bigger than the 2x4. It would just make everything heavier, harder to nail. I don't know, probably, but would it be stronger? Oh my God, it would be way stronger. Even when I built my shed, a 6 by 8 feet shed, 8 feet tall. The reason we go to Lowe's and we go to Home Depot is because you can actually buy the kits cheaper than the stick lumber. Now, I don't know if I priced that all the sticks out for that shed 6 by 8 by 8. I priced it out at Home Depot, and it was like $1,400 to buy all the material, and the kit was like $1,100. Should save $200 or $300 on a kit. I should have priced. I don't know if I priced rough cut or not. Didn't think about it. And no YouTube, no Lumber Capital even think about doing it, even though it was right next door. So I don't know. Didn't even ever thought about it. So sorry. But I'd like to run a lumber yard. Oh my God, I think that would be so much fun. Not fun. It's going to be hard work, but I like to be in different places a lot. But I also like to be monetized, not monetized. Monotony. I like to have monotony. I like to do the same thing over and over and over for hours. Like I rolled on the sawmill, watching that saw cut through all the blades. I would be great at that, and I would probably go, oh, a blade just broke. Here it goes. I got to throttle down, turn everything off, get another cup of coffee out, or put the coffee down. Well, you got to go into change the blade mode. Double jeopardy, triple jeopardy. Now you're not cutting your lumber. So if it's 1 o'clock and you want to be out of work at 4 o'clock, oh man, I'm not going to get all the lumber cut that I want to do. The blade just broke, so I got to spend the time to replace the blade in that same, I don't know how long it takes, say an hour. That's an hour's worth of wood that's not getting cut Added up, that's 2 hours lost. Even though it's only an hour of time, you're losing the hour that you're not cutting the wood, and you're losing the hour that you're replacing the blade. So it adds up into 2 hours, and probably say a triple threat because I'm probably missing something in there that you're losing while you're changing the blade. I guess one would be a sip of coffee on the thing, but the that's why when it got to be the boss is when I first watched your channel, Jade and Emerald, I thought you girls were the owners and the operators. One, because the way you portray your YouTube channel, you're not sort of say portraying it as you are the owners operators, but you have the freedom of running the machinery. You have the freedom of stacking the woods. When the customer comes in, you run over to the customer. You're taking the orders. I thought that maybe at this point in the game, your father had already turned the business over to you girls and wants to be watch you girls run it from the sideline and from overhead and make sure everything is, you girls are running the business successfully. Give you the freedom to make changes and choices and do things your way that you might think are improvements. And if they start to fail, I'll be here to be able to jump back in and say, nope, that didn't work. You got to bring it back to the way we had it before. And then, just eventually fade out. But it appears that, again, this is all preconceived notions about the millions of dollars that you're making and the tens of millions of dollars you're making from YouTube. So all these millions of dollars that you're making from I always got to look because it's tough to remember. Lumber Capital Log Yard is, I thought you had sole proprietorship, splitting it 50% minus everybody else that you would have to pay. Which at first, looks like I thought you girls were almost going to the woods pulling the trees down, but no, they just magically appeared on the thing, caught perfect length for you to roll on that thing. So I'm not thinking who's doing that. I'm still thinking it's you girls, two girls, doing everything. And you don't think about where these magic locks just pop up. Hey, we got to put these on the thing today. And Jade uses the pickup bulldozer, puts them on the, I don't know what the technical term is for all these things, put them on the skid thing where they roll down to the saw. I just thought it was these two girls, split 50-50. And the magic happened to and where the magic goes after you cut them, you always show Jade sits there and she puts them on the piles. And I noticed on the one stack, I stack lumber, and I'm a stickler about, when you stack 2x4s or 6x6s, stack the edges so they're lined up, not overlapped a quarter inch. A quarter inch overlap is a lot. That's huge. The whole pile's gonna look like crap. And Jade's piles were like, I was watching the railroad tie thing. Number one, I was impressed at how straight she's tossing them on there and they're nailing right in line. And one of them went off, like the quarter inch, and I'm like, oh man, I got her. I got her. I got one. She's got one off. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if she booted it with her foot or not, but boom, all of a sudden it's like in line. I go, son of a bitch. I should have realized, how the hell did she get that thing lined up? And so she's very stickler on her piles. Kudos to that. That's awesome because I hate messy piles. And you would not think that they were not the owners. There's, they make their piles. I was in the magically disappears too. That's great. You got the magic on one end. They brings you the logs. They just disappear. All you guys got to do is cut, stack. I could do that. And like one of their other videos, they had to do another machine. And Emerald almost killed Jade with the log twister because it twists around and throws log. No, she didn't almost kill her, but it could almost kill her. Incorrect operation of one of those machines, a slip or a fall, is those logs are heavy. Is it could instantly you could be dead 1,000 different ways in the business that they're doing. That's why it's so cool to watch Jade unrolling girls like Laura Farms and Molly from Bell's Farms run all these heavy equipment, man, and chainsaws and crap, because they're doing stuff that most guys there ain't that most guys couldn't do. There's no politician out there in Washington D.C. that could do what these two girls does, ever. Politicians are like the softest people in the world. My brothers are soft, man. Oh my God, they couldn't split a piece of wood if they had a log splitter. They wouldn't even know how to pull a handle. So these girls doing all this men's work sort of thing. It's phenomenal. And I carried lumber for 30 years, and I know how to carry it right. I know how to carry it wrong. And Jade does an outstanding job of carrying lumber correctly and moving around because she's done it so long, and she is a girl, and she definitely takes care of herself. If she didn't, she'd be a fat logger. So she is very in tune with her mind, her body, and she doesn't want to get hurt. And if you carry a log piece of wood the wrong way, it could snap your back right out so fast. And what I mean incorrectly, a 2x10, if you're going to pick it up in the middle, it's going to be way heavier than if you can just pick up one end of it like a fulcrum and slide it. So I noticed that that's what Jade does, is she tries to slide the material from one point to another, pick it up on the fulcrum end and give it a whoop, and you're good to go. If you pick up if she picked up every single piece of wood in the middle off of that and then tried to swing it around, it's all incorrect because now you got no point to point. You're swinging. They're just very smart. What they do, very careful. Got to.
And because we kind of got a little bit of a laugh over the.
So the boss part, yeah, I thought you girls were the sole owners, and then we talk about the boss. Well, who the hell is the? Oh, you got somebody telling you what to do. No wonder your girls are motivated. I thought you were self-motivators. Yeah. No, they got a boss. Get back to work. God, well, by the time you on camera, that might be my favorite saying, be the boss in the back. Are they on the camera out there again? Yeah, they're filming again for you. Oh my God. Hey, girls, get back to work. Well, we are. We're working. You can't see me running the sawmill. Oh, well, I guess you are working, but get back to work anyway. So yeah. And then the boss and the dad thing, I think it's the same thing. Whether you guys all have supper together, is it any of my business? No. Does all the fans out there want to know if you all sit around and have supper together? Yes, we want to know. Or do two girls just go home after work, have supper together, and let your parents rot in the house over there? The people that made you, the people that are giving you a job and your fortune and your business. You just, yeah, we're done for the day. What about the boss? Nah, let's go home, smoke a big fat one. All right. You never said about, we got to touch that. Okay, we already touched about getting high. That's for the fire. The last thing will be the fire starter things that you made. But these girls, you can take it any way you want. Smoking weed is legal. I don't know if it's legal in Pennsylvania. Alexa, is marijuana legal in Pennsylvania?
Federal law prohibits the use, sale, and possession of all forms of cannabis. However, as of 2016, Pennsylvania has made it legal for medical use only. The extent of use is subject to state regulation.
Okay.
Pennsylvania does not currently permit the recreational use of cannabis.
Oh my God, I can't, the federal government's got to step in and get this fucking unified across the United States, man, because we finally got legalized in New York State. For a while, I had to go to Massachusetts to get it, and then New York State woke up as far as, number one, it's healthy for you. It's not a drug that's like alcohol, which, kills and maims. How many accidents have been involved in alcohol? Fights, deaths, murders, accidents. The list goes on and on and on. But marijuana, you know, oh Jesus, what's the biggest crime that's ever happened with somebody smoking weed? They fell asleep. I say you're not gonna fall asleep driving. No. You're sitting on a park bench and you fell asleep because you smoked too much pot. All right, so it looks. Sorry, girls. I was gonna check that before I made this video, and I kind of glad we heard it live because your politicians in your state are just they're lost. They're lost. If you need a medical license, which yes, when I lived in California, you go to the doctor. Oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, I got a sore knee. My shoulder hurts when I lift it up, and I got a backache. And smoking marijuana makes you feel better. Yes, they give you your medical license. Well, it's good to go. It's like a big farce thing. You had to get that and go get your weed. It's like, oh my God, all this crap with people getting high. So I understand now. 10,000%. There's nothing more than 100%. Okay. 10,000%. I understand what's going on because you're living in Pennsylvania. Okay, great. You can have fireworks, blow an igloo up, but you can't smoke a joint while you. I don't know. The law is. You can't get into politics because, the stupidest things are just politicians. So let's leave politicians out as I scratch my ear about it. Ah. So I gotta take a hit. But the reason I say about getting high is everyone you can see it in their eyes. Not so much Jade here, but Emerald. She had
Yeah, and I think it's
they had a
important to
puff
just, like,
before this
clear
video.
it up, especially if any of you guys are out there watching those videos.
That's not even a part to be even watching there. I don't need that. This is about to be good video.
That was my birthday. Yeah.
Actually, it was. I'll show you. Only take a second to get here. Customer service. This is a person that smokes.
Okay.
This is a person that.
So your logs come in over here.
Takes off the barky pieces.
We're like 14, 15, smoking weed and all that. When our friend's father's sitting there. What the hell you guys smoking now? What are you guys on? Uppers, downers, all arounders?
Key pieces. Is that
we were on the all arounders.
It's the fancy official term.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
The barky pieces.
That's pretty cool. What do you do with your barky pieces?
Well,
Stuff.
That's not the part.
So
your logs come in over here. How do they get here?
yeah.
Magic.
My dad.
Magic.
Oh,
Chemex
that's pretty
there
cool.
over.
The big, the claw. Those are cool. All right, and they drop some off. You cut them. You do that.
I go
then
too
you
back
have
too
barky
far.
pieces.
And we have barky pieces.
All right, where did I miss this part?
And so what do? You just, when you're done cutting them, how come some of those are up and some of those are down?
Some of them are all around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
All right, so I'm sorry, girls, if you're not smoking weed, I apologize, but to me, that's something that it's just that just comes off the press, man. That's just.
Some of them are all around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah, but I mean, like, you see how there's stuff there, and these are.
But in that type of environment, how can you not be smoking weed, right? I mean, you're dealing with lumber, you're dealing with logs. It's monotonous, and the only way I can deal with monotony myself is to smoke some weed, and I can run that logging cutter 8 hours a day. I have to smoke a little bit more weed in between 8 hours doing that, but yes, that's my motivation to do monotonous things. And not only monotonous, it's going to get better as it goes. If you're doing something that's monotonous, cutting it wood after wood after wood, or stacking, it's going to get really boring really fast. After 8 hours, for months, couple months, you're going to be like, oh my God, I got to go cut again. Yeah, you know. But if you smoke a little weed, it's like, wow, cool, man. I get to cut on this awesome Mizer cutting machine again. You're excited to do it. You know, you're really excited to do it. Same with stacking, you know. Oh my God, I gotta stack more lumber. A puff, okay. Gotta make sure they're nice and straight. That's my job. Take them off the thing, stack them up, stack them straight so they stack flat, and stack them straight. And you can do that. I can do that all day long. Now, as far as if you made it this far, because I'm going to try to wrap it up an hour and a half, I am doing 60 frames per minute here. Don't know why. There ain't a hell of a lot of motion. Is the fire starter stuff that I saw you guys got. I said, you know, that's a great idea. It's the reason, I believe you said your mother did not want lighter fluid on the grill charcoal. I don't know if it was you or a customer. Somebody said something about that. I got a lot of things I say, and I have no official reference that I go to. I just remember somebody did not like lighter fluid on the charcoal, and who does, right? We all got the gas grills now with the propane, but still we use once in a while. We go grab the bag of charcoal at the Price Choppers and supermarkets or Walmart's, wherever, and you know, we throw the charcoal in, and what do? Douse it. I mean, when we put the lighter fluid on, we're not putting the lighter fluid on to get the charcoal glowing. We're putting that stuff on there to get a mini explosion to start. We actually lost the girls in the background.
Yeah, there's any of that.
Yeah.
So when we put the lighter fluid on for taste, it's we have soaked that charcoal till it's like a sponge with water, man. And when we throw the match on there, we got to stand back and toss it. Cause kaboom! It makes our food taste great, right? Yeah. That's like drinking a bottle of vegetable oil straight out of the cup. We just know certain things we cook our foods in, we don't do straight. So if you've got this product that you can put on the charcoal that's healthy and it works, I haven't tried it yet. Suggestion is to get it into Walmart's, every supermarket. It may sound funny, and I used to think things were out of reach. One was a YouTube channel goal. I worked for, I'll say, Barker Impressions of Saratoga, and it's a gift store, and they were selling t-shirts, and they had t-shirts that were seconds, you know, that instead of being worth $20, only worth a couple bucks, but it might be a misprint or something, and they would opt these to stores, and I go, well, how'd you do that? Well, it's called marketing. You approach these people and you market. Next thing they got the real product in Walmart. I go, oh my God, you guys got your stuff in Walmart? You're pretty selling, you're pretty big. Well, how come you don't get in the mall? Well, because if we were in a mall, the overhead is more than we're paying on Broadway because you got to pay for the mall, you got to pay for security, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that. We're on Broadway, we don't have to pay for any of that crap. Oh, that's pretty good business sense, right? In other words, to be in a mall, their store would have to be bigger than they were. They were a small souvenir gift store, sunglasses, Christmas decorations, teddy bears, t-shirts, sweaters, things like that. But still big enough to make over $1 million gross a year in income. I don't mean them. The business makes $1 million a year. They probably made more than that. So it was pretty cool to see that and to see their product in Walmart. It's like, oh, wow, okay. So yeah, don't think that this would not be possible. And what gave me the real idea is when I was across the street at Price Chopper and I was going by the charcoal section, I did stop and look. And you got the starter sticks, they're solid sticks. They're not really made for a charcoal stove. Those are made for the logging stoves. Or is it a logging? Is it logging or log? Log or log? Sorry, back to that. So yeah, they had the sticks, and then they had, of course, the lighter fluid, which, yeah, can't wait to douse and get that gigantic explosion. That's the best thing. And if you hold it just right as it's going, they say that the trail could follow up, blow the can up. Well, that's the next level that we never got to, but I'm wrapping down the 3-minute timing here. So yeah, $1 million outfit. If you could get it into a Walmart, I don't know what supermarket chain is in Pennsylvania. Here we have, the Price Choppers, Hannaford. Oh, what's another one? That's about it. Hannaford, Price Chopper. There was ShopRite, but oh my God, those guys are so terrible. But you're selling a product, it's just business. If you could get it into a ShopRite, yeah. Talk to the local supermarket chain in your town, and then you got to find out who's in charge of marketing. I've seen these other shows, where it's Christmas time and all these companies bring all their toys down to Walmart, and they got one place that does, yes, we'll take that, yes, no, no, yes, and you got to do it months in advance. So there are people to contact. That would be, quote, for the boss to do. Mom, take it into your own hands. Grab those bags of that stuff and walk into your local Walmart and say, hey, who do I talk to about a safe, healthy fire starter for charcoal? We can bag this. And what I like too is the packaging of what you had in your hand. I wish I had it in my hand to do it, but do another video on it. You can't just do one video and a year later people are going to remember this fire starter for charcoal stuff. Even if it's just a short every other week. Hey, don't forget about at Capital Log Yard buying our fire starter, the most healthiest stuff you can get for charcoal fire you can ever imagine. That's when you might want to up, the pizzazz. Hey, welcome. Look what we got. The best, healthiest stuff you can ever imagine.